Hello and welcome to another edition of the Eternal Journey and the Resolves, and today we're looking at the deck I actually mastered with this month. Wasn't sure what to play. It was a little bit difficult to decide, so I ended up picking up this, and you'll notice I'm not playing any Amri's Choice, and that is because I deliberately wanted to play Reinvigorate more, because I did notice I'm playing a lot of either creature mirrors, where being able to double dip on my mastery is what I wanted, or I was playing against decks with Permafrost and I just wanted to turn that off. So this is pretty much just like the old Alessi decks, I guess, but we're not playing a lot of spells. We're playing the Crownwatch Press Gang just to fetch us up like Borderlands Lookout or Shen-Ra. Shen-Ra's been really good for me, actually. And also, we've got like the tool piece here of Ghar, the Master Sandmage, because this can be pretty good against flying units. But generally, we very rarely actually want to get to 4. 4 is something we get into when we know we've got Crownwatch Press Gang, because a lot of the time, we're just going to be decimating these as soon as we can, the emblems, and just playing them as threats. So we really threat heavy, and then playing like Stand Together to be able to get through that. So Stand Together is nice, can give Aegis, and if your opponent gets through that Aegis, you can Pristine Light at some point to get that back, which is kind of nice. Between building this deck and mastering with this deck and coming to now, Vanquish got nerfed. This was 4 Vanquishes, but now just playing Pristine Light for the reason that you get to make these sort of weird attacks where you're able to attack. Your things that die, you're able to Pristine Light them back. If they do have the Aegis from the Stand Together, then you still have the Aegis, so you still get these really good threats because everything's really cheap. You should be able to redeploy as well in like the same turn. So we could be playing Teacher here, but I felt like it was a bit rough on the influence, and I do want to play like a bunch of like emblems, and then would play a couple of standards as well. So it really wasn't working out for me. So we're playing Intrepid Longhorn because this plays a random sigil free deck, which is able to push you up in terms of power, and that'll push you into making the Awakened Student bigger. So you could say that maybe we should play Hojan there, but we don't really have that. We do have spells that like target your units, but we don't have that many. We've got just the Reinvigorate and the Finest Hour, so we also don't want like the post-combat boost of Hojan, whereas like the boost on Awakened Student is permanent. So we can't play weapons either, because we can't play weapons on Shen-Ra, which is where we really want to put the weapons on. I mean, I guess we could play weapons, but most of them are just too expensive, so it's like Sword of Unity, or just not really doing enough, so it's like the Copperhold Bracers. So I kind of like this list. Varret is absolutely absurd. I won a lot of matches against Unitless, where I just gave it Aegis, and then they pop the Aegis, we're about to kill it, and then boop, Stand Together, and then the opponent's just dead because they've put all these resources into dealing with this one threat, and it's just not happening. So Auric Record Keeper is cool as well because it gives one of your units +1/+1, but as far as I'm aware, it's not a weapon, so it goes on Shen-Ra pretty nicely. So there's not too much more to say, but let's go onto the ladder and give this a go. So as with the other decks from today, we are only going to play 3 games of this. We're on the play, but we're going to redraw this because we can't. I didn't really like that hand. I kind of like this. A bit of a Minotaur Tribal, I guess. So I'm just going to slam this banner. Just lets us play 2 into 3, and then we're able to hold up Stand Together. Our opponent's at 6, and we're just playing like a really aggressive deck. That should be cool. So if we need to, we can play the Earth Elemental with Exalted. Right in time, Shen-Ra. Well, let's play her anyway. So snowballs do exist in this format. So does Varret's Favor. I probably could play snowballs, but I didn't see them draw an additional card, so it could be okay here. But I really like Shen-Ra and getting Shen-Ra up to the mastery of 8. So the sooner you play, the sooner you get there. This could just be like an Elysian Beatdown deck, but they've not played much of a Beatdown. Could be like a Sodi's deck. So let us, just in case we're playing against anything too spooky, we could play Power Out first. Then we're just going to attack. Yep, power slide through. So we're just going to Auric Record Keeper just to be a little bit more efficient with our power. So next turn we get to play 2 2s. And then the turn after, we get to hold up the Stand Together. So this is kind of fine. Okay, so our opponent's played this. Yep, we've got to give our unit +1/+1. Because it isn't a weapon, it's just an actual buff. Which means that we now get this boost in 2 more turns. So now we can actually try and kill this if we want to. We can Emblem of Grodov, which puts us above 5, which transforms Crownwatch Standard. We decimate it, which turns it into a unit. We then attack. Opponent probably shouldn't block here, because if they do, we just kill a thing. Okay, so we just attack them in. So now we get to play Varret or Earth Elemental. So Earth Elemental is really good here because what we want to do is just hold up, stand together, because our opponent's up to some sort of nonsense, and I don't need to know what sort of nonsense that is. We just want to kill them. But Earth Elemental is a little bit less exciting than just doing this. So let's just Varret Hero in Training. And then I think we might actually just slow speed stand together so our opponent just can't interact with it. So this gives our opponent a bit more of a clue of what they need to do. They know what we're all about now. We just want to kill them before they get to do whatever cool nonsense that they were going to do. They ain't doing that anymore. That's just not happening. So Sandstorm Titans are fine. We can get through that with either of our units because we've got the Crownwatch tactic, which gives them +3/+3. Our opponent could double block to get 6 points of power. But I think that I'm kind of fine with that. Let's just do this. So the sad thing with Varret is that Varret, if they transform, they do lose the +1/+1 and Aegis. So we probably want to transform them into the Aegis one just to keep the Aegis because I feel like our opponent is trying to interact with us here. Okay, yep. So they go for the double here. We don't want to kill both of their things. But we do have 7 toughness. So let's kill the Sandstorm Titan. Sandstorm Titan seems good. But that's a good card. So we transformed up. And I think we are going to turn into... We're still a Varret the Mighty because that's big. Yeah, let's turn into a big boy. Yeah, our opponent is off it. So as you can see, the games can be kind of quick. I've not actually played that much rank this month. The only games I did play were pretty much with this deck or with the Feln Blur Fen. Yeah. So I've not played that many games. So I'm quite a reasonable rank realistically. Okay, run the draw, and yes, that could be good. We've got the 1, 2, 3. We do need to draw power. We're probably not decimating this, but depending on what our opponent's up to, we could just have like a huge Borderlands account. I know I've definitely had some like shame concessions where I played against an opponent who's had to play an additional power to be able to kill a Borderlands Lookout with a 3 damage spell, which has then made Borderlands Lookout a 3/4. So I think I was playing like a Felnscar deck. Yeah, so torch this, that's fine. But we'll just play another one. Should probably just play like Varret there. I think that was probably a better play. But if everyone wants to desecrate this or just remove this, then that's less things to deal with the Varret. Okay, well, let's do this, and we're not decimating. That's just not in our plan today. No reason to attack. So I think you can get away with the chump attack or the bounce attack a lot more for the mastery units because your opponent just like, oh yeah, obviously just after the mastery. But then you just go Shazam and Finest Hour. It's just like, so let's double block here. I see, depending on what our opponent does here, we might be able to blow them out with the Finest Hour. So we might not. So torch, let's Finest Hour. So that's the second torch they've got. So this could be an absolute blowout and just beat our opponent like on the spot. Our opponent might have a little bit more. So they might have like a Vara's Favour here to be able to try and deal the additional point. But okay, so we've got Flame Blast as well, which is fine. So we've got like quite a lot of resources out of that. So I'm kind of happy really. Okay, so let's go play Record Keeper, and then next turn we can play Lookout plus Reinvigorate. Reinvigorate not like traditionally busted in this instance. I'm not going to attack here, just going to go and fetch Shen-Ra. Going to keep the 2-3 back, and I'm just going to play the press gang. We could get Ghar Sandmage because we're pretty close to being able to use the ultimate, but I don't really want to spend that much power. I'm happy just to play like Shen-Ra, and then just like play her plus the Lookout and just give something the endurance and the +1/+1. Happy to trade her. That's fine with me. Deals point to our damage. Deals point of damage to our opponent. Hexweaver's kind of annoying here. So units with endurance can't block. So I guess we can block and then give it endurance just for some spicy memes. So I suppose I have it just to attack here. And then let's go play Shen-Ra. So my intention here is that I'm just going to stand together. I should perhaps be standing together on my turn so that our opponent doesn't get to do much about it. But this could be a little bit of a blowout if our opponent goes for the attack here. Alternatively, we could just be trying to like mess with our opponent's plan. So the Reinvigorate plan here won't work on the Record Keeper because if we do that, Hexweaver will be sort of unblockable here. So let's just stand together. Makes everything just a little bit bigger. And then now we've got additional power. We don't have a market, so we may as well play it anyway, so that we draw more things, we can play them. But realistically, I will just keep attacking here. So if our opponent blocks like on this, we can Reinvigorate because that would be +2/+2 because it'd get the Endurance and the Aegis as like additional abilities. So we'll do that. Kind of don't like playing against Champion of Chaos. Let's just do this. So Shen-Ra now can't block, which is definitely relevant because our opponent is able to gain lives here. But our opponent's got like a 3/4 here that will eventually just like walk into our other units and has to attack. So we can double block here. From just single block if we want to. Let's get rid of that unit, I think. Opponent goes to 12, but we've got like quite a good board here. Undecided whether we're actually just attacking with this as well, but I don't mind if our opponent trades. I'm uncertain what our opponent can get on free power because it's okay. So maybe they didn't get the emblem. But now our endurance units can block. So our opponent was probably pretty dead here because Shen-Ra will be getting +3/+3 on top of her additional stats. Sure to get the endurance, but it doesn't really matter at that point. Okay, well, unfortunately, we probably can't keep this hand. It is actually a little bit better than it looks because it's got all these actual threats. But I think that one the draw, we don't really want to just be paying lives if we don't need to. Yes, this is much better. Just actual hard threats, and eventually we get to play this Crownwatch standard. Okay, so this could be a big L for us because if this is the even Praxis deck, where basically just play a bunch of Sentinels and then Soul's Rest just to take another turn, just kill you. Okay, so Praxis generally kind of low on interaction. Kind of fine with this. I'm just going to play Varret here. Let's get that down. Don't really want to play Reinvigorate on Varret if I don't have to. Uh-oh. I was just like mono interacting with our things. I did sign up for this. Another one? Kairos' choice? Just like third torch. Rats. Just you wait. We'll get there. Okay, a 1/1. That's fine. I think we're just going to Emblem here just to get the Earth Elemental out. So we're a little bit further away from being able to do the Crouch Standard, but I'm also just kind of fine with that. So let's just attack for everything here. So I'm pretty sure that Exalted counts as a battle skill, which I'm kind of fine with. Do we do the extra damage now? Well, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I think we're kind of fine here. So we can play Pristine Light, which is probably not what we're doing. Let's just play Record Keeper. Because I'm happy just to trade here. That just seems great. Because then we get to put the token on Earth Elemental. And then when Earth Elemental dies, we get to put a token on Intrepid Longhorn. Well, along with the +3/+3 weapon instead of just being a 2/2. So Always just going to trade her. Just like literally never snapped anything off so fast. So this will push us up in power a little bit. So this plays a power, and I guess is a little bit closer to Crouch Down to being a spell. Because we do kind of want this to be a spell, realistically. Let's just silence one of these, just stop her from doing anything too nonsense, because this is a Kairos deck. Okay, well, they are pretty much dead. It looks like the hand didn't look like it sucked originally because they had 3 interactive spells, but then they just didn't really have anything to back up after that, and they're kind of low on power. So, we managed to win there. Let's get back to the deck tech while we're still at a good ranking. Okay, so that was the Combrei Beatdown deck in Throne, and I've been really impressed by these new cards. I think that set 7, even though it's very contained in Expedition, has also got a lot of things that can be in Throne as well, which is really great. So it feels in Expedition like it's really low power format, which is really great, but then in Throne it's still got these low power cards that have just got enough interesting things that they do to actually be in Throne as well. So anyway, I've been that resolved. Thanks for watching. I'll see you around.